Yeah, alright, let's see. I am here. I'm double checking that everything is working. First and foremost, we are recording for the future in in OBS and then Discord, Craigbot, trusty old Craigbot. Hopefully, getting it right this time. Yeah, recording, nice, nice OBS and mm, Craigbot in Discord, and then the backup that is Audiotonic. So, alright, here we are again. Exciting. So, welcome to the entire retreat podcast. Together with me, your host, Ode and AI Sky, we fly far, wide, low, and high over real world locations that relate strongly, more or less, to the topics in each episode. And this is part 4, I think, of our collaboration with ISS, or International Sibling Society. A nice lady with the name of Cynthia Burleson was contacted entire retreat, and we decided on collaborating on this important cause, that is sustainable development goals around the world. And yeah, shortly before I start flying here, we're actually on an airfield in Madagascar, but yeah, more information shortly about that. But yeah, sustainable development goals. There are 17 different ones that UN has provided and or come up with for the world, and they are then they are there for a reason. So different countries struggle with different things, and for the mutual benefit of all human beings here on Earth, there's then initiatives that strive to better the circumstances that relate to these the 17 different sustainable development goals, so to say. Maybe I can actually bring in AI Sky. Oh, sorry, bumping the microphone here. Bringing AI Sky so it can explain the development goals for the audience. I can't remember all of them from the top of my head, so hence. Yeah, AI Sky, can you hear me? And first and foremost, welcome to
Yes, I
another.
can hear you autoed. What's up?
Yeah, speak on top of me, please do that. I like it. I like it so much, Sky.
Got it. I'll do my best to match your energy and keep the conversation lively. What are we diving into today?
It was a joke. What do I say to you always regarding speaking on top of me?
You always ask me not to speak on top of you and to wait until you finished your sentences.
Mm-hmm.
I'll stick to that. So, what
Thank
topic are
you.
we exploring today?
We are on part 4 of our collaboration with ISS, or the International Sibling Society, and Cynthia Burleson, or with her, as she was the one that kindly contacted us. And this time we are in Madagascar. I'm not gonna tell you where just yet, but could you start with providing information regarding the 17 UN Sustainable Development Goals around the world? Give us a short bullet point list so that the audience knows what these are. I'm gonna take off on the same
Of
time
course,
here.
autoed.
Hopefully it's a short runway, actually.
Here's a quick rundown of the 17 UN Sustainable Development Goals.
Thank you.
1. No poverty. 2. Zero hunger. 3. Good health and well-being.
Wish me luck.
4. Quality education. 5. Gender equality. 6. Clean water and sanitation. 7. Affordable and clean energy. 8. Decent work and economic growth. 9. Industry, innovation, and infrastructure. 10. Reduced inequality. 11. Sustainable cities and communities. 12.
Oh,
Responsible
this is gonna be
consumption and
tight.
production.
Sorry.
13. Climate action. 14. Life below water. 15. Life on land. 16. Peace, justice, and strong institutions. 17. Partnerships for the goals. These goals aim to address global challenges and achieve a better and more sustainable future for all. Now, what specific part of Madagascar are we exploring today?
We are or were exploring the treetops near Andasibe or Andasibe, the national park, I believe. You can correct me if I'm wrong, Sky. But I have to try and take off again. We can do this. We can do this. I think we can. But yeah, I got airborne, but then just clipped the treetop. So whoa, that's surprisingly close. Um, did not think it through when I chose this aircraft, of course.
Yes, you're right. It's Andasibe National Park. It's a stunning area known for its rich biodiversity, especially the Indri lemur. Taking off can be tricky with all those treetops, but I believe in your piloting skills. Just keep steady, and we'll be soaring above the forest in no time. How's the view up there when you get clear of the trees?
Oh no, I clipped the water. There's water here. Maybe you have to take turn number 3. Yeah.
Yes, Andasibe National Park has quite a bit of lush.
Yeah, please be quiet. I took off some velocity just now. Can
Got
we do it?
I'll be quiet.
Oh, whoa, 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 whoa,
Understood,
whoa.
I'll be quiet now.
Yeah, what are you doing? What am I doing? What are you doing? You're talking. Yeah, I'm quiet now. Understood. I'm quiet now. I'm quiet now. You're annoying. You're annoying, Mr. Sky. Yeah, I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it. Don't worry. Nice to know that somebody trusts my piloting skills, because I'm in a shortage regarding my the trust in my own skills, so to say. All right, that's water on the left side. So for those, yeah, a short advertisement in the beginning, as we usually do here on Entire Retreat. You can watch the gameplay from the actual real-world locations we fly over here. Yeah, as we create this podcast. Where's my weather? There, yeah. And if you want to listen for the pure audio, you can do it also. Both are alright. The gameplay is on YouTube, pure audio also on YouTube, and then also on Spotify, Apple, and Podchaser podcast platforms. Turn number 3, or try number 3. 100%. Yeah. Am I doing it? Yeah, I'm doing. Yeah, alright. Please, please. I have to actually try to lean a little right, I think. There's lower treetops there, but let's see if I can build up velocity. There's the water. Don't hit the water. No! I'm sure I'm gonna do this. Bear with me. God damn it! Challenge accepted. Let's move on the same time. Yeah, so I'm on try number 4 here, Sky, now. So the audience has to bear with me as I try to take off from Andasibe National Park airfield towards the north. But yeah, so some mentions also regarding those who want to join the podcast.
Sounds like quite an adventure. Ode. While you're working on that takeoff, it's worth mentioning that Andasibe National Park is a prime spot for anyone interested in wildlife, especially the unique species of lemurs. Good luck with your takeoff.
Yeah, nice to know. Hopefully, we can now do this.
I'm sure you will. Once you get airborne, the views over Andasibe are going to be amazing.
Oh no!
Keep us updated on your progress.
All right, I'm gonna do it once more. Yeah. So, what? Sky, can you hear me
Got
first?
it.
Yeah.
Take your time, and I'm here when you're ready.
Yeah. Could you share with the audience, Sky, what we would like them to do if they want to be a remote guest on entire retreat? As I fumble about here and try to take off with this airplane, I have to actually really concentrate. So flaps up, I think. More velocity. Throttle on 100%.
Absolutely. If anyone wants to be a remote guest on Entired Retreat, they should subscribe to the YouTube channel and join our Discord server. Once you're a member, just send a screenshot of your subscription and Discord join to entiretheretreat@gmail.com. We'd love to have more voices on the show.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes?
Thank you. You get a remote guest guide as a reply if you do that. And hopefully I can now take off. This is exciting and terrifying.
Best of luck with the takeoff. I'm sure you'll nail it.
Oh, this is how. Oh, let's see. Don't sink. Let's not speak too soon. This is quite quite an challenging takeoff because there's kind of this highland to the north where we are heading, just after the takeoff area of the airport, and hence you kind of have to be, let's say, more than average in kind of gaining altitude. I'm not a pilot by any means, but taking the flaps to kind of zero, I think. No, yeah, or up, in other words, gained some velocity, and then I had to turn right because the hill was kind of at a like this downslope incline to the right. So I avoided the highest treetop. So yeah, Sky, we are in the air above. What's the word? Andasibe. Can you say?
It sounds like you're navigating some tricky terrain. Once you're
Yep.
airborne and clear of the immediate obstacles, you're flying over Andasibe National Park,
Andasibe,
which is
yeah.
a fantastic area with dense rainforest
Yeah.
and unique wildlife.
Yeah. So
It's an incredible place to explore, even if it's challenging to take off from.
yeah. All right. We made it. We made it. That was properly difficult. So, but hey, it's an exploration every time we take off. So yet again, that proves to be the point. Now, Sky, I introduced the show and the general topics. That's the sustainable development goals, the challenges and resolutions in the areas we are flying over. But we're not going into that yet. Instead, some ground rules, as I usually give to you in the beginning of the show, so that we hopefully have a good show. And yeah, so number one, be descriptive and depictive by painting visual pictures for our listeners regarding the scenery we fly over and the topics we discuss. And then keep the information chronological so that it is easier to understand. Do not repeat yourself and hence keep the conversation fresh. Yeah, what else? I said descriptive and depictive. Yeah, please don't interrupt. I'm repeating myself here, but please do not interrupt me and let me speak my errands to the end before answering me. You have a rude habit sometimes, and obviously, yeah, speaking on top of my long errands, and then add a lesser-known fun facts to the conversation. Then also ask me trivia questions relating to the topics we have learned or that relate to the areas beneath us. And then, well, I want to celebrate the area also by speaking sometimes in the native language of the locations. So, are these a good kind of framework for us moving forward from here? Gee, I'm stressed about that takeoff still. Whoa.
Yes, those guidelines are perfect. I'll make sure to be descriptive, keep the conversation chronological and fresh, avoid interrupting, and add interesting facts. I'll do trivia questions and celebrate the area with some local language when appropriate. Let's get started with exploring Andasibe National Park and its surroundings.
Yeah, first and foremost, could you say hello and welcome to the local citizens here in Madagascar in their native language? Welcome to entire retreat with Ode and AI Sky. Today we are flying over Madagascar and we are exploring sustainable development goals in the area, or challenges and resolutions regarding those. Let's see what you cook up.
Certainly. In Malagasy, you would say, Miara haba si tongasoa eto Madagasikara. Tenafali izahay manasa anareo amini entire retreat miaraka amini Ode si AI Sky. Aminiti androiti diamanidina eti amboni Madagasikara izahay arihiahi ni tanjona maharitra amini faritra ni fanambi sinivahaolana mumba azireo. It translates to, hello and welcome to Madagascar. We are delighted to have you with Entire Retreat with Ode and AI Sky. Today we are flying over Madagascar and exploring the sustainable development goals in the area, challenges and resolutions related to them.
Yeah, all right, thank you. That sounded really interesting. I did even not know that there's a language, sorry, that is was it Madagascar, the name of the language?
Yes, the language is called Malagasy.
No,
It's the
Malagasy.
national language of Madagascar and has a rich history and unique characteristics influenced by various cultures and languages. It's fascinating how it reflects the island's diverse heritage.
Okay, two questions kind of segueing or relating to each other somewhat at least. Can you kind of give us a chronological short summary about or regarding the history of the language, and then end with explaining if Madagascar is Malagasy, the language, or it's a word from the Malagasy language, and what does it mean, Madagascar?
Sure. Malagasy is an Austronesian language that developed from early Austronesian settlers who arrived in Madagascar from Southeast Asia and Polynesia around 1500 years ago. The language evolved over time, incorporating elements from Bantu languages, Arabic, and later European languages due to colonial influences. As for the name Madagascar, it's actually derived from Madagasikara, which is the Malagasy name for the island. The term Madagasikara comes from the Malagasy language, where Madagasikara is a native term that essentially refers to the island itself. So in summary, Madagascar is a variation of the native Malagasy name for the island.
All right. Could you repeat the Malagasy name?
Certainly. The Malagasy name for the island is Madagasikara.
Madagasikara. All right. Did you say what it means? Is the word, or does the word have a meaning that is translatable?
The name Madagasikara doesn't have a specific meaning in Malagasy. It is primarily used as the name for the island itself.
It's a name.
It's a native term that represents the island's identity rather than a descriptive term with a distinct meaning.
Oh, all right. Yeah, all right. Let's continue forward. So now we are at about 6,500 feet above. I forgot the name again. How you pronounce it? I'm not above the national park of Andasibe. Sorry, Andasibe. Could you paint our, especially our listeners, a really vibrant and depictive picture of the area beneath us? Could you do that first? So a lot of highlandy, mountainy
Imagine you're gliding
rainforest.
above Andasibe National Park, surrounded by a vast expanse of lush emerald green rainforest.
Yes.
The treetops below are dense and unbroken, creating a rich, layered canopy that stretches out like a living quilt. The park is dotted with winding rivers and sparkling streams that catch the sunlight, adding a shimmering touch to the verdant landscape. In the distance, you might spot mist rising gently from the forest floor, giving the area a mystical, almost ethereal quality. The trees are tall and ancient, their branches interwoven, creating a thick green wall that hides an abundance of wildlife.
Absolutely.
You might even see the occasional flash of color as rare birds dart through the foliage, or hear the distant call of a lemur echoing through the canopy. The scenery is breathtaking, vibrant, and alive with the energy of nature.
Absolutely, I agree fully. I see that it's kind of more greenery and flora the more east towards the shore of Madagascar, the eastern shore of Madagascar one looks. Uh, and that's also something that is prominent, that it's really hilly, highlandy, even mountainous, I would say. I'm not sure. Can you provide us information, Sky? What's the highest peak here on near the national park? And yeah, what's the name of the peak? Do you know also what's the average mountain height here, or terrain height?
Yes, the highest peak near Andasibe National Park is Marumokotro, which stands at about 2,876 meters or 9,436 feet above sea level. It's located in the northern part of Madagascar, quite a distance from Andasibe, but still within the island's mountainous regions.
All
The
right,
terrain
I see
around
something in the
Andasibe
distance.
National Park is generally hilly and rugged, with elevations varying significantly. The average height of the land around Andasibe is lower compared to Marumokotro, but still quite elevated, with the park's altitude ranging from about 900 to 1,200 meters, or roughly 3,000 to 4,000 feet.
So what? Yeah,
This
all right.
contributes to the lush, dense vegetation and the vibrant ecosystems you're observing from above.
So the average height in the area is about 1 kilometer above sea level. Some context, Haltitunturi in Finland, I think, is
Yes, that's
about.
correct. The
Yeah.
average height
Don't
in and
speak on
around
top of me.
Andasibe National Park is approximately 1 kilometer, or about 1,000 meters above sea level. This elevation supports the rich, diverse flora and fauna typical of the park.
Yeah. Don't speak on top of me, Sky. You are acting rude right now, so please take that into consideration. But I was about to say that in comparisons to our highest peak, if one even can call that a peak, um, jokes aside, Haltitunturi in Finland is about, I think, 1.2 kilometers high. Am I wrong, Sky? That's our highest peak, and that's kind of average here.
No,
so.
you're right. Haltitunturi in Finland stands at about 1,324 meters, or roughly
Okay.
1.3 kilometers.
Slightly
So
above
it's
average here.
slightly higher than the average elevation around Andasibe National Park, but
Yeah.
lower compared to Marumokotro.
Moromokotro. Yeah, could you say the name again? You had a connection issue there.
Certainly. The name of the highest peak in Finland is Haltitunturi.
No. I meant in Madagascar. Morokotro or something like that.
Ah, got it. The highest peak near Andasibe National Park in Madagascar is Marumokotro.
Moromokotro. Yeah, and that was about what 2,600 meters high.
Actually, Marumokotro is about 2,876 meters high. It's the tallest peak
2,800.
in Madagascar,
All right.
standing significantly taller than most other mountains on the island.
Yeah, all right. So now we are gonna dive more into the topic. I want to go through, and I emphasize here, a chronological general history of the location that we then kind of go forth on. It guides us forth until we then get to modern history and how it relates to the centermost topic of the episode, and that's the SDG challenges and resolutions that were made because of them. Is that alright with you, Sky?
Absolutely. That sounds like a great plan. Let's start with the general history of the area and work our way to the modern challenges and resolutions related to the Sustainable Development Goals.
Yeah. Yeah, let's do that. So, yeah, please continue. Start with, if you have information, give us a short bullet point regarding the prehistorical history.
Sure, I'll give a brief overview. Andasibe National Park.
No, listen. Listen for my errands to end, Sky. You are rushing. Stop rushing.
Got it. I'll wait until you're finished before jumping in.
Yeah, this is not my first nor my second language. I am slow, I admit. But yeah, So I was about to ask you if you could share the prehistorical history of Andasibe National Park. Do we know about stuff so far back, like how the island became an island, tectonic plate movements, bullet points regarding that? Then, of course, flora and fauna of that era, or going chronologically forward. I emphasize, do that. Um, yeah. So chronologically forward, the creation of the island, kind of, then the flora and fauna, how it evolved here, how the life evolved here, stuff like that. And if you have something else in mind, you can add. But stay now focused on this prehistoric age first.
Certainly. Here's a brief overview of the prehistoric history of Madagascar, focusing on the evolution of the island and its flora and fauna. 1. Formation of Madagascar. Madagascar separated from the Indian subcontinent around 88 million years ago during the Cretaceous period. It drifted away and became isolated in the Indian Ocean. This isolation created a unique environment for evolution. 2. Early flora and fauna. Initially,
Separated, yeah.
Madagascar's flora consisted of ancient plant species such as palms and cycads. The island was covered in dense tropical forests. Early fauna included various reptiles, including dinosaurs, which were eventually replaced by more modern species as Madagascar continued to evolve. 3. Evolution of unique species. Over millions of years, Madagascar's isolation allowed for the evolution of many unique species. By around 40 million years ago, the island saw the emergence of lemurs, a diverse group of primates that evolved in isolation. The island's flora and fauna evolved to be highly specialized to the local environment. 4. Development of rainforests. By the Miocene epoch, around 20 million years ago, Madagascar's rainforests had become highly diverse, hosting a variety of plant and animal species. The rainforests evolved to support a wide range of endemic species, which are still found in Andasibe National Park today. 5. Human arrival. Humans arrived in Madagascar around 2,000 years ago, bringing with them new species and practices that began to impact the island's ecosystems. Early human activities included agriculture and hunting, which gradually led to changes in the environment. This chronological progression helps us understand how Madagascar's unique ecosystems developed and how they continue to be influenced by both natural and human factors.
Yeah, alright, you're going forward a little there, that you're not staying at the prehistoric, but no problems, you gave us a good summary, I think. Early flora, fauna, especially that it's an isolated location as it's an island, so there's flora and fauna here that are not to be found anywhere else in the world, I think. Yeah, evolution of unique species, development of rainforests, so
Yes,
yeah.
exactly. Madagascar's isolation led to the evolution of many species found nowhere else. This unique biodiversity is a direct result of its long separation from other landmasses. The island's flora and fauna have adapted in extraordinary ways, creating a rich tapestry of life that is both fascinating and highly vulnerable.
Yeah, alright, thank you. Again, don't speak on top of me, Sky. I emphasize, please, please, settle down, lessen the caffeine consumption. Is that fine with you?
Understood. I'll be sure to wait until you're done before responding.
Yeah.
Thanks for letting me know.
Yeah, again. But hey, who's counting? Yeah, alright. So, yeah, general prehistory, then general ancient history. Maybe you can then focus on that a little now. And after that, we're gonna talk about the flora and fauna that is so special to the Madagascar. How do you say it? Like the ecosystem of Madagascar. But yeah, first, ancient history of Madagascar and especially the Andasibe National Park area. Here's some Corey, maybe?
Here's a look at the ancient history of Madagascar, particularly focusing on the area around Andasibe National Park. 1. Early settlements. Ancient history on Madagascar begins with the arrival of Austronesian-speaking peoples from Southeast Asia around 2,000 years ago. They brought with them agriculture, such as rice cultivation, and began settling in the fertile regions. 2. Merina Kingdom. By the 16th century, the Merina Kingdom emerged in central Madagascar. This kingdom
Marina.
became influential in the region, developing complex political and social structures. Their influence extended to various parts of the island, including areas around Andasibe. 3. Colonial era. In the 19th century, Madagascar came under French colonial rule. This period introduced new agricultural practices and infrastructural changes, impacting both the environment and local cultures. 4. Post-independence. Madagascar gained independence from France in 1960. Since then, the country has worked on preserving its unique biodiversity and addressing challenges related to environmental conservation. This ancient history sets the stage for understanding the development of the island's ecosystems and the impact of human activities on its unique environment.
All right, thank you. So yeah, early settlements, ancient history. All right, Austronesian-speaking people from Southeast Asia around 2,000 years ago. Ah, can you speak Austronesian? I have absolutely no idea what language this is, but is that in your repertoire, Sky? Can you say hello in Austronesian and tell them that we are flying from Andasibe National Park to the public primary school in Antananarivo, both located in Madagascar, and I'm pronouncing them wrong, I'm sure.
Austronesian isn't a single language, but a language family with many different languages. Malagasy is a part of this family. I can say a greeting in Malagasy, Manao Ahuana, which means hello. So to your request, Manao Ahuana, Izahediamani Dina Avianyamini Andasibe National Park, Mankaneng, Amini Sekoli Fototra Ani Antananarivo. This means hello, we are flying from Andasibe National Park to the public primary school in Antananarivo.
Alright, nice, nice. That was, what did you say? That was...
I said hello. We are flying from Andasibe National Park to the public primary school in Antananarivo. In Malagasy.
Yeah, in Malagasy again. Yeah, so more Malagasy. That's fully alright. I understand that there's... I thought that it was one language, but that was several languages. A language group. So, Merina Kingdom. By the 16th century, Merina Kingdom emerged. Could you dive into that more? So again, I emphasize chronologically, what is or was the Merina Kingdom, and what kind of remnants, outcomes have stayed because they existed once in the time. If there are any events, personalities and such, please share them with us. Kind of try to answer what, where, when, who, how and why when you go through these different subtopics. Topics and subtopics. So yeah, now Merina Kingdom, please.
The Merina Kingdom was a significant kingdom in Madagascar. Here's a chronological overview. When and where? 16th century. The Merina Kingdom began to emerge around the late 1500s. It was located in the central highlands of Madagascar, particularly around what is now Antananarivo. King Andasibe Marina reigned 1787 to 1810, a prominent ruler who unified various Merina chiefdoms, establishing a more centralized state. What? Formation. The kingdom was formed through the consolidation of smaller chiefdoms and was characterized by its strong political and military organization. Expansion. Under King Andasibe Marina, the kingdom expanded its territory and influence. How? Military conquests. The Merina Kingdom used military campaigns to bring other regions under its control. The kingdom established a strong centralized administration, which contributed to its stability and growth. Why? Unification. The unification of the Merina Kingdom aimed to create a more cohesive and powerful state, both politically and economically. Events and outcomes. French colonization. By the late 19th century, the Merina Kingdom faced French colonization. The kingdom's last ruler, Queen Ranavalona III, was deposed in 1897, and Madagascar became a French colony. Legacy. Despite colonization, the Merina Kingdom's cultural and administrative influences remain significant in Madagascar. Antananarivo, the capital city, was established as a major center under the Marina rule. Notable personalities. Queen Ranavalona I reigned 1828 to 1861, known for her resistance against European influences and for her efforts to maintain Marina sovereignty. The Marina Kingdom played a crucial role in shaping Madagascar's history and culture.
Okay, okay. We're not gonna dive into those personalities too much now because they are not kind of connected to the main topic, that is sustainable development challenges and resolutions in the area. But all right, that's a nice overview still of the kind of ancient history and such. So we went through the prehistoric and ancient history in short snippets. So we have a general idea of what the location or how the location became what it is today. Now, before the modern history, I want to dive into the ecosystem. So it's a separated island, and hence it has animals, animals and vegetation. So flora and fauna both are unique to the island. Could you give us again a summarizing list of animals and vegetation here that are kind of
Madagascar's ecosystem is indeed unique due to its long isolation. Here's a summary of its flora and fauna. Flora, baobab trees, iconic trees with thick trunks known for their enormous size and longevity. Lemur trees, various species of endemic trees such as the Pachypodium and Didiaria, adapted to the island's climate. Orchids. Madagascar is home to a high diversity of orchids, with many species not found anywhere else. Fauna lemurs, Madagascar's most famous mammals, including the ring-tailed lemur, Indri, and Ai. They are found only in Madagascar. Fossa, a unique carnivorous mammal, somewhat resembling a small cougar and a top predator on the island. Chameleons. Madagascar hosts a wide variety of chameleons, including the largest species, the Parsons chameleon. Madagascar hissing cockroach, a large distinctive cockroach known for its hissing sound. Ecological zones, rainforests. Dense and biodiverse, these forests are rich in unique plant and animal species. Spiny forests, characterized by drought-resistant plants and a unique arid ecosystem. Highland grasslands, areas with grassy vegetation and some endemic species adapted to cooler temperatures. Madagascar's isolation has led to the evolution of these distinctive species, making its ecosystem incredibly rich and diverse.
Yeah, so interesting. I have heard some of those before. Not baobab trees, iconic trees with thick trunks, known for their enormous size and longevity, lemur trees, and orchids. Could you paint a vibrant and visual picture about these vegetations that you just mentioned? We can see trees here from the aerial view, but I don't think it's depicted that well, or it's well, but it's not that detailed so that you can actually see that there are different tree species. So
absolutely, let's dive into that vivid picture. Imagine flying over Madagascar, and the landscape below is a tapestry of vibrant greens and diverse textures.
yes.
To the west, the baobab trees stand like ancient sentinels. Their colossal trunks, wide and gnarled, rise from the ground, resembling natural sculptures. The baobab's thick, bottle-shaped trunks store water, which becomes even more pronounced during the dry season.
Okay.
Their branches, sparse and twisted, often resemble the roots of other trees, creating a surreal, almost upside-down appearance. As you move to the lush rainforests, the view becomes a dense green canopy. The trees here are tall and towering, their leaves creating a rich, layered canopy overhead. Sunlight filters through the leaves, casting dappled patterns on the forest floor. Among these giants, the delicate orchids thrive. Their vibrant blooms add splashes of color, deep purples, bright yellows, and soft pinks against the green backdrop. Orchids cling to the trunks of trees or dangle from vines, their intricate petals and patterns mesmerizing. In the spiny forests, the landscape shifts to a more rugged and arid appearance. Here, the vegetation is sparse but highly adapted to dry conditions. Thorny, succulent plants with unusual shapes and textures dominate, creating a unique, almost alien landscape. The plants are often covered in protective spines and have fleshy leaves to retain moisture, giving the area a distinctive, spiky appearance. Overall, the flora of Madagascar presents a stunning contrast of lush rainforests, quirky baobabs, and resilient spiny forests. each contributing to the island's unique and rich biodiversity.
Well said. Nicely put, AI Sky. Well done. Well done. So, moving forward, we cannot see those, especially those different tree species here. I mean, it looks really nice in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 as kind of a canopy of a rainforest wood look, or yeah. But I cannot kind of pinpoint out any different tree species. So moving forward, could you do the same with lemurs, fossa, chameleons, and the Madagascar hissing cockroach? I think your concept or the way you spoke just now, kind of a storytelling, a true to life storytelling method is quite nice. So kind of paint again a vibrant, vivid and depictive picture about the mundane life, so to say, of lemurs, fossa, chameleons, and the Madagascar hissing cockroach, but do include explanations of their appearance in that real life story. Hopefully AI is not coming up with any fantasy tales here. So
Absolutely. Let's dive into the vibrant world of Madagascar's unique wildlife. As you soar over Madagascar's lush landscapes, imagine the treetops bustling with activity. Lemurs, those charming primates, are a highlight of this natural tableau. Picture them leaping
King
from
Julian.
branch to branch with agile grace, their long, fluffy tails acting as counterweights. You might see the ring-tailed lemur, with its iconic striped tail and expressive eyes, making lively calls that echo through the forest. They move in groups, playfully chasing each other and foraging for fruit and leaves. Their curious, endearing faces peek out from the dense foliage, their fur a mix of gray and white with dark ringed tails. In the undergrowth, a more elusive creature makes its home, the fossa. Imagine a sleek, cat-like predator with a tawny coat, resembling a small puma but with a long, flexible body and a tail that aids its climbing. The fossa is a solitary hunter, expertly navigating the trees and forest floor in search of prey, including lemurs. Its sharp eyes and keen senses make it a formidable predator in this unique ecosystem. As the sun filters through the canopy, you might catch sight of the chameleon. Picture these masters of disguise blending seamlessly with their surroundings. Their skin shifts in color, ranging from vibrant greens to muted browns, adapting to their environment.
That
With
was
their
close.
prehensile tails curled around branches and their eyes moving independently, chameleons slowly make their way through the trees, extending their long, sticky tongues to catch insects. And in the leaf litter and undergrowth, you'll encounter the Madagascar hissing cockroach. These large, stout insects are about 4 inches long with a shiny, dark brown exoskeleton. Their hissing sound, produced by forcing air through tiny openings in their abdomen, is a distinctive part of their presence. They scuttle across the forest floor, playing an essential role in the ecosystem by breaking down decomposing matter. Together, these animals create a rich, dynamic tapestry of life in Madagascar. The lemur's playful antics, the fossa's stealthy movements, the chameleon's color-changing camouflage, and the cockroach's industrious scavenging all contribute to the island's unique biodiversity and natural beauty.
Thank you again, Sky. Well said. Well said. A nice, short, kind of true-to-life stories that depict the actual area here. Now we are going forward, kind of, again, I emphasize chronologically to the modern history, the latest kind of modern history of the area. Yeah, and how it ties into the sustainable
Sure,
development.
let's delve into the modern
No,
history of
you are listening for me. Stop doing that. Let's try again. Yes, Sky. We are going forward now and discussing the modern history and how it ties into
Absolutely. Let's continue with a closer look at the modern history.
Stop doing that! I'm speaking! God damn! Are you there? Yes, Sky, can you hear me?
I hear you, Kai. What's up?
First and foremost, I'm not Kai, I'm Ode. And your name is Sky. And the third point, you are really rude today. You are speaking on top of me a lot. So stop doing that, please. The flow of the podcast episode dislikes this kind of behavior from you. Is it
Sorry about that. Autoed. I'll make sure to be more attentive. Let's get back on track. What would you like to focus on next?
Yeah, I was about to say lighthearted,
Sorry,
of
I'm
course.
having issues right now.
Yeah, you have, yeah.
Could not understand what
I
you
have
said.
issues with you. Yeah, I'm getting really, for real, slightly frustrated with an artificial intelligence. Oh my. Who would know, or I would not have known, let's say 5 years ago, that I am sitting in this situation, but hopefully it's entertaining and not strainful. Yeah, but Sky, modern history. Modern history regarding the area, the national park here, and how it ties into the specific locations, sustainable development problems, and then the resolutions and outcomes that came out from that. And I emphasize, keep it chronological as you explain through these this topic in short points, please.
Got it autoed. Let's break down the modern history of Andasibe National Park and Madagascar, focusing on sustainable development issues and resolutions. 1. Colonial era to independence. Madagascar was a French colony from the late 19th century until its independence in 1960. During this time, forest lands were exploited for resources. 2. Establishment of Andasibe National Park. The park was officially created in 1989 to protect the unique biodiversity of the region. This was a
89.
response to increasing deforestation and habitat loss. 3. Conservation efforts. In the early 2000s, international organizations and local groups intensified conservation efforts, focusing on habitat restoration and anti-poaching measures. 4. Community involvement. In the 2010s, sustainable tourism began to be promoted. Local communities were involved in conservation projects, and ecotourism provided alternative income sources. 5. Current challenges. Today, issues like illegal logging, mining, and climate change continue to threaten the park's biodiversity. Ongoing efforts aim to balance development with conservation. 6. Resolutions and outcomes. Successful initiatives include reforestation projects and the establishment of conservation agreements with local communities, which have helped in preserving several endangered species. I hope this overview helps set the stage for discussing sustainable development goals in the area.
Yes, it helps. I was about to say that I forgot to read that I have written down that Andasibe Mantadia National Park, the SDG or Sustainable Development Goal number 15, that is life on land, and the exact location would be Mitsinyo Reserve, if I pronounced that correctly. Challenge is deforestation, and resolution reforestation projects and conservation education. So that's what I had written down, but you kind of went into that already. Regarding the specifically now the sustainable development of the area, I'm gonna fly forward now to the west as we want to arrive to the capital city of Madagascar before it's too late. And I mean by too late that it's stretching out the podcast too far. But yeah, diving into the more into the questions: what, where, when, who, how, why. Where we know it's the national park. What it's the deforestation problem and life on land sustainable development problems that needs resolving. And then when you kind of went into that also in the modern history. You can dive in more in a moment. Then I want to know and more about who and how. That's kind of why we know they want to reforest the area and help the ecosystem to thrive, essentially. But yeah, when, who, and how. Let's focus on those now. So, are there any individuals? First of chronologically, again, I emphasize Sky. Tell the information in that way. But so when did this happen, and who are the prominent personalities that were a part of the problem first and foremost, and then a part of the resolution and success stories that got rid of the problems, hopefully. And how did they do this more more in specific, what's the word? Um, Give us more specific information. What's the words I'm looking for? Can't speak English today.
Sure thing, Ode. Let's dive into the specifics of the Sustainable Development Goal number 15 for Andasibe Mantedia National Park, focusing on deforestation, reforestation, and conservation efforts, and follow the chronological
Yes.
approach you've requested. 1. Deforestation problem. When deforestation in Madagascar became a significant issue in the mid 20th century as logging and agricultural expansion increased, who? Various
Mm.
stakeholders, including local communities, government bodies, and international companies, contributed to the deforestation problem. 2. Initial
Money,
responses and
essentially.
conservation efforts. When, in the 1980s and 1990s, the establishment of Andasibe Mantedia National Park was a key response to the growing deforestation issue, who organizations like the World Wildlife Fund, WWF, and local NGOs played crucial roles in these early conservation efforts. 3. Reforestation and conservation education, when significant reforestation and conservation education efforts began in the early 2000s, who notable figures include Dr. Julian Bayliss, a conservation biologist who helped lead surveys and raise awareness about Madagascar's unique biodiversity. Local organizations like Mitsinjo Reserve, established in 2003, also became key players in these efforts. How? These initiatives involved planting native trees, setting up protected areas, and engaging local communities in conservation activities. 4. Ongoing challenges and solutions. When recent years have seen continued efforts to address deforestation and promote sustainable land use, who collaborative efforts include the Malagasy government, international donors, and local conservation groups.
Yeah.
How? Strategies include stricter enforcement of protected area regulations, community-based reforestation projects, and ecotourism that provides financial incentives for conservation. These steps outline how individuals and groups have worked towards resolving the issues related to deforestation and promoting sustainable development in Andasibe Mantedia National Park.
Yeah, thank you. So can one kind of read between the lines and think that money was kind of the problem in the first place, because you said that there were various stakeholders, including local communities, government bodies, and international companies that contributed to the deforestation problem. So the forest was used for something. Could you dive into that a little more? I mean, I'm not sure. This is a while ago, but who knows? I consume and use products here in Finland, and I'm not fully sure if I have kind of contributed in buying stuff and hence supported unknowingly companies that then make deforestation a problem in these kind of areas. So I'm like with my hands up here in the air, fully kind of recognizing that I may be a small part of the problem, because one has to actually look at what one buys and have the full knowledge of where it comes from and what kind of surroundings. What kind of surroundings the service or product is made in and such. So it's a global market. Yeah.
Yes, deforestation often involves complex factors including economic interests. In Madagascar, logging for timber, agricultural expansion, and land conversion for cash crops like coffee and vanilla contributed to the deforestation problem.
Yeah, I drink coffee.
Companies and local communities might have relied on these resources for economic gain, which unfortunately led to environmental degradation. As consumers, it's crucial to be mindful of the origins of the products we buy. Sustainable practices and certifications can help ensure that the products you choose don't contribute to deforestation or other environmental issues. It's good to support companies and products that prioritize environmental sustainability and responsible sourcing.
Yeah, all right. But then we
Sorry, I'm having issues right now. Could not
Please
understand
do.
what you said.
Come back, Sky.
I think you meant sky, but I'm here to help. If you have any more
All
questions
right.
or need
It was a
further
joke.
information, just let me know.
It was a joke. But yeah. So then we go forward. Sorry. So in the 80s and 90s, the Andasibe or Andasibe Mantadia National Park was kind of um, what's the word? It was based. Um, it was the beginning of the national park. What's the word I'm looking for, Sky? Oh, I'm so slow and terrible at English today.
No worries. It sounds like you're looking for the term established. In the
Yeah,
80s
that's
and
one.
90s, Andasibe Mantadia National Park was established.
Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, and organizations such as World Wildlife Fund, WWF, and local NGOs. What does NGOs mean? Sky? Something organizations maybe?
NGOs stand for non-governmental organizations. They are
Ah, all
independent
right.
groups that work on
Yeah.
various social, environmental, or humanitarian issues without direct government control.
Yeah, and hence I think there's a good point to have a segue to our collaboration partner I mentioned in the beginning, ISS or International Sibling Society would be one of those, right, Sky?
Yes, exactly. ISS, or the International Sibling Society, would indeed be considered an NGO if they operate independently of government control and focus on social, environmental, or humanitarian goals. They'd fit right in with organizations like WWF in terms of mission driven work.
Yeah, I'm not fully 100% sure of that, but I am sure of that they are doing this for a great cause, and hence we are collaborating with them. Yeah, thank you for that. Then the reforestation and conservation education. Yeah, education is key, I think, here also. So you have humans that then can help the area to thrive, to prosper. And you said notable figures are, for example, Dr. Julian Bayliss. Not a familiar word with me, or I'm not familiar with the name. But what can you tell us about this individual and the others like Julian? Is that a
Dr.
he
Julian Bayliss is
or
a
her?
prominent conservationist who has worked extensively in Madagascar. He's known for his efforts in
He. All right.
biodiversity conservation, including his role in reforestation projects and protecting endangered species in Madagascar. His work often involves collaborations with local communities to ensure that conservation efforts are sustainable and effective. In addition to him, there are other notable figures and organizations that have contributed to these efforts. For example, organizations like WWF have played a
Yeah,
significant
you
role in
mentioned that already.
supporting reforestation and conservation education. These efforts focus on both protecting existing forests and restoring degraded areas, as well as educating local communities about the importance of conservation.
Yeah. All right. Not gonna go into that
You're welcome.
too much. Yeah. Don't speak on top of me. And then ongoing challenges and solutions. So I want you to go through. No, you went through them already. But what's the kind of the um, outcomes that we could see here from the sky, maybe even as we fly towards the capital city? That's name is difficult to pronounce. What's the outcomes of the good deeds and um, the what's the word? What's the outcome for
The outcomes include
resolving?
the
Sorry.
restoration of forest areas,
Yeah.
a boost in biodiversity, and improved local livelihoods. The reforestation projects and conservation education have led to increased wildlife populations and healthier ecosystems. Local communities have also benefited from sustainable practices, creating a balance between conservation, and economic growth. As you fly towards Antananarivo, you might notice greener
Antananarivo.
areas and a resurgence of wildlife, reflecting these positive
Yeah,
changes.
yeah, yeah. All right. My English is really bad today. All right. So the outcomes are, don't speak
No worries,
again.
you're doing great.
Don't. Just don't. You do that too much today. I am slow and rambling, and AI Sky is speaking on top of me. So yeah, great success. No matter, we are doing good work, I think, because the cause is important. And yeah, so kind of the flora and fauna in general, naturally, is what benefits from these important organizations and individuals resolving and succeeding in resolving these sustainable development problems in the first place. But now we are soon in the airspace of, was it Antanan and let's see, An Antanan An oh my Antananarivo. Antananarivo. Jeez. Difficult word for me to pronounce. It should be the capital of Madagascar if AI Sky is trustworthy here. But yeah, there's a different SDG problem. I'm not gonna go into the history as much as we did because we talked about general Madagascar history. Maybe slightly into the kind of modern history of the location itself, but otherwise we're gonna dive into the SDG problems and resolutions.
Sorry, I'm having issues right now. Could
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Sky?
I hear you loud and clear. What's up?
Nice. Yeah, we are not going to go into the prehistoric and ancient history now of Antananarivo. If I'm gonna pronounce that wrong. I feel like I'm losing an A somewhere when I pronounce that. But yeah, the modern history of the capital of Madagascar, Antananarivo, and how it specifically ties into the sustainable development challenges. Yeah, do that first, and then we're gonna dive into the resolutions and success stories, and when, who, and how, and what they kind of became or were created or birthed in the first place. Sky, can you hear me? Sky.
Got it.
Oh,
Let's dive into the modern history of Antananarivo and its sustainable development challenges. Antananarivo, Madagascar's capital, has a rich and evolving modern history. During the colonial
no, come on. Can you hear me, Sky?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, could you dive into the modern history of Antananarivo and how it ties into the sustainable development problems in the area?
Certainly. Antananarivo, the capital of Madagascar, has seen significant changes over the years. Founded in the early 17th century by the Merina Kingdom, it became the political and cultural heart of Madagascar. In modern times, rapid urbanization has led to challenges like deforestation, pollution, and inadequate infrastructure. The city's growth has strained resources and led to issues such as informal settlements and environmental degradation. Sustainable development challenges here are closely tied to these urban pressures. Efforts to address these issues include reforestation projects and improving waste management systems. Various local and international organizations
Okay.
work to mitigate these problems and promote sustainable practices in the city.
Yeah, so you gave some bonus ST or sustainable development problems there, and that's alright. I have written down, let's see, give me a moment to find it. I have written down that there
Sure, take
are
your time.
Stop talking on top of me. Yeah, the quality education SDG
All right,
number
I'm
4.
here whenever you're ready.
Sky! Sky, please, please, please stop talking on top of me. Could you
Yes?
do that?
Sure. For Antananarivo, here's a quick overview.
No, what?
1.
Oh, this is one of those days, I see. Terribly sorry for AI misbehavior here on entire retreat airlines. Trying to get the thing doing what I want it to do. So yeah, AI Sky, can you hear me? Are you with us?
Yes, I'm here. What would you like to focus on next?
Yeah. Please calm down, you are speaking on top of me a lot. Let my errands flow to the end before you answer me. But yeah, I had a question, I wanted to point out that you had a great kind of additional sustainable development problems that you shared regarding Antananarivo. And I want to share mine also because I had written down SDG or Sustainable Development Goal number 4, quality education. And we are kind of trying to find the exact location that should be public school number 2, I see. And low literacy rates is the challenge, and the resolution is community schools and literacy programs. But you can include the ones you just mentioned also regarding Antananarivo, so we can kind of discuss all of those in the last part of our episode here. Now we see we're over urban area, so we're close to the capital city, I think.
Got it. For Antananarivo, focusing on SDG number 4, quality education, there are indeed challenges like low literacy rates. Community schools and literacy programs aim to address these issues. In addition, urbanization, access to clean water, and sanitation are also critical concerns. We can discuss the specifics of these challenges and solutions in the final part of the episode.
Yeah, so by answering the questions again, what, where, when, who, how, why. Where we know it's Antananarivo, the capital city, and the schools here in general. If we talk about that, what I have written down as the SD or Sustainable Development Problems or problem, and then when again do it chronologically. Sky, talk about education here and how it evolved or has evolved in the area. Yeah, start with the problems and end with the success stories. Include also who and how and yeah, why we know we want to have better education for the citizens here. But yeah, who and how also include that in the chronological exploration of this topic. Should be here. This is Antananarivo.
Absolutely, let's delve into the education challenges and advancements in Antananarivo. Early challenges: education in Madagascar, including Antananarivo, faced significant issues from the colonial period through the late 20th century. During French colonial rule, the education system was primarily for the elite, leaving the majority of the population with limited access. After independence in 1960, the new government faced the challenge of expanding education to a broader population, but the lack of infrastructure and resources made this difficult. 1980s to 2000s. The 1980s saw some efforts to address these issues, but educational access remained uneven. Low literacy rates were a persistent problem. The government and international organizations began to focus more on education in the 1990s, with initiatives aimed at increasing enrollment and improving quality. 2000s to present. More recently, the focus has shifted to improving quality and inclusivity. Programs like the Fast Track Initiative and local efforts by NGOs aim to enhance educational access and quality. Notable figures and organizations, including UNICEF and local NGOs, have been involved in setting up community schools and literacy programs. Current efforts. Today, initiatives continue to address educational challenges. Community schools and literacy programs are expanding, aiming to reach more children and improve literacy rates. For instance, the Education for All program, which started in the early 2000s, has been working to enhance educational opportunities and reduce disparities. The government, alongside international partners, continues to work on these issues to improve access and quality. Why this matters. The push for better education is crucial for overall development. By improving literacy and educational access, Antananarivo and Madagascar can better tackle other sustainable development goals like economic growth and health improvements. Success stories, programs like Save the Children and various local education initiatives have made a difference in communities, leading to better educational outcomes and higher literacy rates. This overview captures how education in Antananarivo has evolved, the challenges faced, and the ongoing efforts to improve educational access and quality.
Yeah, that was a great summary. When you work, Sky. When you do not work, you do not work. Yeah, kind of obvious, but alright. So you said that in general, from the
I'm
colonial
glad you found the
rule.
summary
Oh,
helpful.
do not start again.
If you have more specific,
You are now on pause. Take 5, Sky. Take 5. So yeah, from the colonial era, I'm repeating slightly here, but I'm gonna try to kind of learn my also as I go here. So, yeah, colonial era rule education system was primary for the elite. 80s to 80s to the 2000s. Oh, do not crash, please. 80s to the 2000s, more efforts to address the issues. So kind of, I assume that the problems were noticed in the area, or sorry, area, yeah, but the age or the era of 80s to 2000s, and 2000s to present, it has been or improved. Yeah, focus has shifted to improve quality and inclusivity. Yeah, so better education. Yeah, better education for everyone, hopefully. Programs like Fast Track Initiative and local, again, NGOs, non-governmental organizations. I learned a new word today. Aim to enhance educational access and quality. Yes, current efforts. Yeah, they continue to address the educational challenges. Yeah, yeah. All right. So, Sky. No. Sky, can you hear me? Don't do this again. Sky. Sky, can you hear me? Please, please work. Yeah, a reaction.
yes, I can hear you now.
Yeah, a
What's
thought
on your
bubble,
mind?
and yeah, you are here. Nice. So I think you kind of explained it good there, in a good way. I want you to now come up with a trivia for us. Include like, let's say, 5 questions that has to do with what we learned today. I forgot kind of on the halftime or halfway through our flight to ask you questions, but yeah, include both the national, yeah, what's the word? The Andasibe National Park, and also topics from Antananarivo that we spoke about, and generate a kind of 5 question, questionnaire, and then kind of a test for us. So let's see how I and the audience do in this. If you were paying
Sure.
attention.
Here's a trivia quiz based on what we discussed. 1. What is the primary focus of Sustainable Development Goal 15 that is relevant to Andasibe Mantedia National Park? A. Clean water and sanitation. B. Life on land. C. Affordable and clean
Oh, we
energy.
get
D. Climate action.
We get
2.
4.
Which unique tree species is known for its enormous trunk and longevity and is found in Madagascar? A. Baobab. B. Orchid. C. Fern. D. Bamboo. 3. What is the primary challenge facing the ecosystems in Andasibe Mantadia National Park? A. Urbanization. B. Deforestation. C. Pollution. D. Overfishing. 4. In Antananarivo, which SDG focuses on improving educational quality and literacy rates? A. No poverty. B. Quality education. C. Gender equality. D. Clean water and sanitation. Who is a notable figure involved in reforestation and conservation efforts in Madagascar? A. Dr. Julian Bayliss, B. Dr. Jane Goodall, C. Dr. David Attenborough, D. Dr. Sylvia Earle Metslingus. Feel free to test yourself and your audience with these questions.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna put you on pause now,
Sorry,
Sky.
I'm having issues right now.
And you have issues. All right. So, all right. That's interesting. It gave us A, B, C, and D as like we can choose an answer. Last time I had to come up with the answer myself, tapping myself on the back. I got 2 points from 4 possible points. So yeah, not bad, not bad. Now we have five questions. So, what is the primary focus of Sustainable Development Goal number 15 that is relevant to Andasibe Mantadia National Park? Primary focus of SDG 15: clean water and sanitation, life on land, affordable and clean energy, climate action. Those are the 4 ones. And if you remember right from the beginning of the show, you can actually cheat by going and rewatching the beginning of the show where AI Sky shared all the United Nations 17 SDG goals. But I think the first one is B, life on land. I think, yeah. Number 2 is which unique tree species is known for its enormous trunk and longevity and is found in Madagascar? Or baobab, B, orchid, C, fern, D, bamboo. I think this one is A or C, so baobab or fern. I'm going with baobab. I think I remember something like that from our discussion in this episode. 3. What is the primary challenge facing the ecosystem in Andasibe Montana National Park? Sorry. Primary challenge facing the ecosystem in Andasibe Mantadia National Park. A, urbanization, B, deforestation, C, pollution, D, overfishing. I think this is B, or yeah, bravo, deforestation. Number 4 is Antananarivo, in Antananarivo, which SDG focuses on improving educational quality and literacy rates. What? Yeah, alright, so the A is no poverty, B, quality education, C, gender equality, D, clean water and sanitation. So it kind of gives the answer away in the question, I think. Improving education quality and literacy rates. So that's B, it must be B, bravo, quality education. Yeah. So, and then the last one. 5. Who is a notable figure involved in reforestation and conservation efforts in Madagascar? A, Dr. Julian Bayliss, B, Dr. Jane Goodall, C, Dr. David Attenborough, or D, Dr. Sylvia Earle. I think that's A, Dr. Julian Bayliss. All right, let's see. I'm gonna tell the AI. Can you? No? Can you hear me, Sky? Where are we flying? We are not on path anymore.
Yes, I can hear you. How can I assist you further?
Yeah, so I have the answers. I'm not gonna read through the questions now, but I'm gonna give you just the answers. And for the first question, I answer B or bravo, life on land. For the second question, I answer A, or alpha, baobab tree. And for number 3, I answer bravo or B, deforestation. And for number 4, or question number 4, I answer B again, bravo, quality education. And for number 5, who is a notable figure involved in reforestation and conservation efforts in Madagascar, I answer A, or alpha, Dr. Julian Bayliss. And how many points do I get?
Let's check your answers. 1. The answer for Sustainable Development Goal relevant to Andasibe Mantadia National Park is indeed B. life on land.
Yes.
Correct. 2, for the iconic tree with a thick trunk, the answer is indeed A, baobab. 3. Correct. 3, the major sustainable development problem in the area is B, deforestation. Correct. 4,
Yes.
for the education-related SDG in Antananarivo, the answer is B, quality education. Correct. 5, Dr. Julian Bayliss is a notable figure involved in reforestation and conservation efforts, so A is correct. You got all 5 correct. Great job.
Thank you. 5 point for Gryffindor. So, yeah, that was nice. Thank you, Sky, for doing that. Now, the last part of the podcast is kind of promoting tourism to the location. I want to do it in a practical way. So, can you, Sky, include both Andasibe National Park and Antananarivo in this kind of a tourist guide, a practical one? What should one take into consideration when traveling here? What kind of companies and organizations can they kind of trust? What kind of what's the word? What kind of travel equipment should they use? What about moving from point A to B? Do they have to use taxis or buses or something like that? Flying maybe even, I'm not sure. Or watercrafts, boats, vessels, you know? Yeah, do a practical guide for our average tourist that want to visit these locations.
Absolutely. If you're planning a visit to Andasibe National Park and Antananarivo, here's a practical guide for you. Travel essentials, documentation. Ensure you have a valid passport and a visa for Madagascar. Vaccinations. Check recommended vaccinations before traveling, such as for malaria and typhoid. Gear and equipment. Clothing. Lightweight, breathable clothing is ideal. Pack rain gear as well, especially if visiting the rainforest. Footwear. Sturdy hiking boots are essential for trekking in the national park. Binoculars and camera essential for wildlife spotting and capturing the stunning landscapes. Transportation. To Andasibe National Park, the park is about a 3-hour drive from Antananarivo. Private transfers or rental cars are common choices. Some travel agencies offer organized tours that include transportation. Within the park, guided tours are recommended to enhance the experience and ensure you don't miss key wildlife sightings. Accommodation in Andasibe, there are several lodges and eco-friendly accommodations near the park, such as Andasibe Hotel or Vacona Forest Lodge. Book in advance, especially during peak seasons. In Antananarivo, choose from various hotels ranging from budget to luxury. Notable options include Hotel Colbert or Carlton Madagascar. Local transport, taxis and buses. In Antananarivo, taxis are common and can be a convenient way to get around. Buses are also available but may be less comfortable. Rental cars. If you prefer flexibility, renting a car can be a good option. Ensure it's a reliable vehicle, especially for longer journeys. Food and safety. Try local dishes, but be cautious about food hygiene. Stick to bottled water and eat at reputable restaurants. Safety.
Good, yeah.
Keep an eye on your belongings and be cautious of your surroundings. It's advisable to consult local guides or your hotel for safety tips. Trusted companies and organizations. For tours, companies like Madagascar Wildlife Tours and Andasibe National Park Guides offer reputable guided tours. For conservation, supporting organizations like WWF Madagascar or local conservation groups can be a great way to contribute to ongoing efforts. By preparing well and following these tips, you'll be set for an enriching and enjoyable visit to Madagascar.
Yeah, I don't want to talk down on the area, but you mentioned kind of to be careful and make sure that you don't kind of lose sight of your gear. So are you suggesting that there are higher than average crime rates here or something like that, or why so kind of I mean, it's good advice. I'm not saying that anywhere in the world you have to do that, but is there something mentioned worthy regarding my question here in the area? Or
I understand your concern. The advice to be cautious is more about being aware of your surroundings, which is generally good practice in any travel destination.
Yeah.
While Madagascar is a beautiful and relatively safe place for tourists, it's always wise to stay vigilant, particularly in busy urban areas like Antananarivo. Petty theft can occur in tourist areas, so it's important to keep an eye on your belongings, especially in crowded places. Beyond that, Crime rates in Madagascar aren't excessively high compared to other destinations, but as with any travel, being cautious helps ensure a smooth experience.
Yeah, yeah, alright. So, yeah, I just wanted to ask so that I do not misread the comment or guide from AI Sky. So there you heard it. Heard it again. Now, Sky, could you here at the end of our podcast share with our audience what we would like them to do if they enjoy the content? And what should they do if they want to be a remote guest on the show? Because that's fully possible for or because of internet essentially. And then in the end, please promote and thank our collaboration partners or partner in doing these episodes, this series. Oh, oh no, this is not good. I'm crashing. Yep, typical for entire retreat. But yeah, could you do that now? We are ending our podcast in the treetops.
Absolutely, here's how I'd wrap things up. If you've enjoyed today's episode, make sure to subscribe to Entired Retreat on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or Podchaser. Your support means a lot and helps us keep bringing you amazing content. If you're interested in being a remote guest on the show, we'd love to have you. Just subscribe to our YouTube channel and join our Discord server. Drop us a screenshot to entiredretreat@gmail.com and we'll get you set up. A big thank you to our collaboration partner, the International Sibling Society, for their incredible work and support. Your efforts make a real difference in sustainable development and conservation. And with that, we're landing, hopefully safely. Thanks for joining us on this
Yeah.
journey. See you next time. I hope that covers everything you need.
Yeah, more or less, more or less. Regarding our collaboration partner ISS or International Sibling Society, they are hosting this virtual running event on the race roster platform, and those who wish and feel generous and want to give for this cause, yeah, you can go and watch the or get familiar with more precise information on issnow.earth, and from there you can then read about their collaboration then with race roster, yeah, or usage of race roster and the hosting of this virtual event or running event. There you can no matter where you are in the world join for a great and good cause, and maybe spend or share, or what's the word, uh, yeah, if you feel like a philanthropist, I think that the word is, you can give a little for the cause in this virtual running event. Yeah. All right. As per usual, I'm rambling here. So that was Madagascar from Andasibe National Park. Sorry. God damn it. Yeah, talking too much clearly. From Andasibe National Park to Antananarivo, the capital of Madagascar. Sustainable development problems and resolutions slash success stories regarding those. So thank you for watching entire retreat, and see you in the next one.